let me add something to that, or address that, and then because you wrote the book, we're going to call you the expert, and you tell me if I'm correct in this. But I think that there's a disconnect, and maybe it would have been better. Now, I'm not going to say I know better than God, but maybe he could have used a different word than rest. Mm-hmm. I don't think that living in the rest of God has anything to do with how active or busy you are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I 100% agree.
Rest, okay. It's not like I'm so busy, how can I be in rest?
Yep.
Resting in God is saying I'm not striving for his favor. I'm not striving to earn my salvation. I'm not working to earn merited favor because I have grace, unmerited favor. So I rest my spiritual walk in him in terms of if I'm playing 4 sports and I'm active in my church and I'm at school and doing all this stuff, how can I spend time with God? I'd say priority check.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like now you've just made yourself busy.
And not even that. We can be busy, and the things that we're busy with, we can do for the glory of the Lord.
Yes.
So with the rest is a spiritual posture when it comes to salvation, when it comes to your prayer life. Like even if I remove, say I am playing 4 sports, if I remove all 4 sports just to be in the prayer closet for all that time, I'm now making that a work. Because now I'm thinking, well, I have to be in prayer this amount in order to fulfill my spiritual rest. And that's still a work.
Yeah.
The rest comes with the faith and knowing that I've come to Christ. He has received me. And now that I am saved and sanctified by his work alone, I don't have to worry about that anymore. So any of the favor comes through walking in the knowing that I'm his. So I'm a son of God. I am a brother of Christ. I know that anything I do for him is going to be blessed, right? So when it comes to sports, some people, especially in high school, you are bombarded with schoolwork, sports, chores, all this stuff, right? Now, if you wanted to, if you feel the Lord say, hey, I want you to wake up at 3 a.m. before you go to school and pray, absolutely, you do that because you feel the calling of the Lord on that. But some kids might just have to realize, hey, the Lord's given me a joy for baseball, so when I go and play baseball, it's me spending time with him.
And that's absolutely true. One thing I would say is that as a society, we have busied ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And so I do think that there is a danger in just simply overpacking your schedule so that you don't have time to spend with God. And so there is a balance there. Mm-hmm. You're right. If you've got a normal schedule, you don't necessarily have to give things up so you spend more time with God.
Right.
Like I'm not saying that. Like I believe that you should be able to worship God in your job, in your work, in your chores.
Yeah.
But also to have some of that closet time.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah, that's got to be carved out. Yeah.
So there is this balance because what I see happen is people packing their schedules so tight that and that's the thing that goes.
Yeah.
And the hard part is I do believe that a large percent of those people are people that genuinely love the Lord. So what they do is they want to do a lot for the Lord because they love him so much. And I also know this because I've slipped into it when the busy life is I've done it because I love to see people's lives changed. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot more because I love to see a lot of lives changed.
Right.
Because I know how impacted I was by the Lord. So I do a lot of busy things and I don't realize that I'm doing more and more and more until I get to a place where I'm physically just drained. Yeah. And then I can sit and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I've done this to myself. This isn't what God has called me to do. God, I just love him so much and I love to see life change that I've just done all of these things, but that doesn't mean that I'm finding joy in them.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so what it is that's a zeal, right? Yeah. And I tell everybody, even to this day, zeal is a thief of freedom, meaning you can be so zealous for the things of the Lord that it actually starts to become a bondage in your life and you neglect having a heart for the Lord. Good. You have a heart to do things for the Lord, but you miss having a heart for the Lord. So there's it's a sincerity issue. I told the church yesterday, I was like, look, there's a difference in, having a heart for the Lord. So the difference between a saint and a hypocrite is sincerity. A hypocrite says all the great things, professes, does all the stuff, but the heart is not there. If you have a sincere heart for the Lord, are you going to want to do these things? Absolutely. But would you rather know him and be with him and him do those things through you? So I think there's kind of that.
Yeah.
That's where the busyness comes in a lot of Christians' lives.
Yeah.
We get so zealous because we do love the Lord, but we get so zealous and we start doing these things that we get free from sin, and now we end up in bondage in works and doing things for the Lord because we think, well, this is what we're supposed to do. And then we sit there and struggle, but Lord, I've been doing all of this stuff for you. And here he is like, but I don't know you heart to heart.
Yeah.